Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
MSD Productions.
7 Mile Radio.
What up, Truth Podcast? Mike B in the building. D Mac, D Bird. What's going on, Mark? How everybody doing?
All is well in the building. What's up? It's Wednesday night. Hopefully in the next couple hours you're gonna be humping on something.
Okay, all right.
If you don't, hey, pray for a better day tomorrow.
Okay. I like that. Birdman, what's going on with you this week, man? How we been?
I'm
so
doing
far?
good. I was busy this weekend. Man, I had to do like about 2 events. I did a 50th birthday party, but she did not look 50.
Who? Oh.
Man, I got to show you the picture. Listen, she had on pink and a cowboy hat. She looked so good. Remember Harlem Nights when they talked about sunshine?
Harlem Nights. Mark, what it is, man? How your week been so far?
Same old shit, dipping toilet, everything cool.
All right, love to hear it. That's my favorite. That's
I
my
love
favorite
when he
one
says
from you.
that.
Me too. I do. That's my favorite one he do. I've been good, short week so far at work, but glad to be back. Wasn't here last week, so glad to be back. We want to shout out Penelope. She missing in action today, but we want to wish her a speedy recovery.
Yes.
We miss you. We're gonna hold it down for
Listen,
you.
come right back next week.
Yes, we can't wait to see you
Coming
next
back
week.
strong.
I see you.
Yes.
She watching, so we miss you. Can't wait to have you back next week. Also, tonight, we do not have our special guest. Unfortunately, his son got diagnosed with COVID, so we just want to wish him the best with that. Hope your son a speedy recovery, Jeff.
Yep.
Super sorry you can't be here, but we understand life happens, man. So take care of the family, and hopefully the rest of you guys are good. But we're going to go ahead and get
Send
into
the
it, y'all.
healing energy.
We're going to go ahead and get into it real quick, y'all. Does body count matter? I need all my ladies chiming in tonight. I need to know if this really matters. So I want to hear from. I want to see these comments from the ladies and hear from you guys calling in. But I want to go ahead and start with. Let's start with Mark.
Okay.
Mark, does body count matter?
To a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? I always said that a hoe is more so the demeanor of a person, not the actions of a person. I mean, so if you just walk around with an energy like you just readily available to give it to any and everybody that's readily available for you, then yeah, that's you know what I'm saying, not somebody that I want to partake with and shit. You know what I mean? Because what is a hoe if we're talking about body count, right? We all are freaks in some shape, form, or fashion, to the extent that we would fuck all whenever we could if we would. At least I would. Right. So with that being said, and shit, what does the body count really mean? Like I'm grown as hell and shit. I'm not gonna ask you a question and say, hey, well, how many people have you slept with? That is a very asinine question to ask and shit. And do you really expect the truthful answer? You know what I'm saying? And if you ask me, I wouldn't even be able to tell you. So I'm not gonna ask you and expect something out of you that I don't, wouldn't give you myself. So.
Okay.
To a certain extent, yeah. I mean, now if you just out here fucking everybody, I don't think I want to deal with that.
D-Mac, you next up. Does
I'm
body
next
count
up.
matter?
So I'm like Mark. I'm not about to ask that question, right? But I can tell your character, right? As I'm getting to know you, I can tell if you that bitch that just rock with whoever and whatever and whenever, right? And so if I think you're that type of character, then I'm not gonna fuck with you beyond that point, or I'm gonna fuck with you on that level only.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So as long as ain't nobody gonna tell you I've been ran through. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you that shit. So if they've been ran through, they're going to pretend like they ain't been ran through. And they're not jumping from partner to partner because they don't know how to be alone. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I can assess that in my process of getting to know you just by virtue of conversation. I can tell if you that bitch.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And if you that bitch, then bitch, I don't want you. Not because of how many people had you, but because of the reason that they had you.
Like I said, it's the demeanor of the hoe for me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Why are you a bitch that's been ran through is my question. I
You
mean,
said, why
for real.
have you been ran through?
I want to know, like, if you're a hoe or
'Cause
if
she's
you
a
if you
party.
got if you got a high body count, there's a reason behind that. There's a reason behind your promiscuity.
Exactly.
What the
There's
song
a-
say, D
there-
Mac? The
what?
party ain't a party unless it's ran all through. The bitch is a party.
You know what I mean?
I thought you
So-
was gonna go with how do you know a hoe is a hoe? How do you know? Because I told you so. But that's a good one as well.
But told you so ain't good enough. I need to know you for you, right? A bunch of people can tell me anything about you, but once I get to experience you for you and realize you a hoe, now I know you a hoe. Not because they told me. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, I don't understand the purpose of asking that question because ain't nobody about to tell you the motherfucking truth.
So
And that's
A
just
person
it.
that asks that question is to me a person that's probably slept around a lot themselves, and they want to gauge you to see
If
know,
you the
what-
same
if
type
you
of
the
hoe
same
they are.
type, basically. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dave, what's up?
Man, I'm sick and tired of these subjects. Y'all talking about extra people, and I'm the married one on the.
Damn. We feel for you, my boy.
Nah, but actually, I was
for
thinking
you.
about this question. I was posing this question because sometimes I try to think serious about stuff, and then other times I try to think it stuff run through my mind. Like, okay, is like a body count? Is that like your sexual credit score? And also, does it fall off like 7 years, like your regular credit score? Like, okay, if I ain't been a hoe for 7 years, then everything just wash away. So that's what I think. Plus, you talking to somebody back in the day. I grew up where they had after hours, or I used to run like the best whorehouse in Detroit. So that's how I was. So I know
What's
I
the
had.
house in Detroit?
Listen, I had an after hour back in the day. Listen, I know I back the
Before
old me
you
had
got
an old body
saved?
count before
Before
I
you got
found
saved?
Jesus again. Yes.
So, my question is, and I asked a couple people this earlier. I said, is that a question that you even bring up? Like when you are first getting to know somebody, dating, or maybe first getting into a relationship with them, is that even a question that's brought up? Because I've never brought it up. Not one
I
time
ain't
ever
never
when I've dated
been
somebody.
asked that shit.
Yeah,
and
I've
I ain't never
never-
been brought.
Yeah.
My thing is that's like a whole disrespectful ass question. How many motherfuckers you done been with? Why the fuck does it matter if we're going from today forward?
You know what? And then I
No,
feel
unless
like
I'm just blew the fuck out. You know,
if a person
not
asks you
I'm,
that
them.
again, another thing that I'm thinking, if a person asks you, they may see in you the demeanor of the hoe and may be checking to see. You know what I mean, if you gonna be honest or to say your number.
Listen,
Like,
let me tell you
seem
something.
like a person that fucked a lot of people. Like how many partners have you had? basically?
99% of the information I've learned about a motherfucker didn't come from their mouth. It came from my eyes and my experience. So I don't give a fuck what you tell me. You can tell me you a virgin, bitch.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But if I do what I do and my entry is easy, I don't believe that shit.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm not the
So
only person that got it this easy.
my knowledge
Exactly.
and my understanding of people has absolutely nothing to do with what they say to me.
Okay, you go by their actions.
I go by what I experience and what I experience with you. You understand what I'm saying? And so everybody in the hood can say you a hoe. But if I experience loyalty, commitment, and all those things with you that contradict that, I'm going to believe what I experience.
Exactly.
I'm not going to believe you're a hoe anymore. That may have been who you were. And that may have been what they labeled you as. But until you do that with me, I'm going to take you at face value from today forward. Fuck your history. Unless you got some shit you can't get rid of.
Right.
And that shit's going to transfer to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I get that.
What about you, Mike?
All right, so if it ain't brought up, I'm good. If it gets brought up, you got a large number there. I mean, what's in the past is in the past, so I ain't gonna hold that against you. But it's gonna be in the back of my head. That's gonna be me. It's gonna be in the back of my head. If you told me an outrageous number, I'm gonna be like,
if
well,
you have
damn,
this,
it's gonna be
if
the back of
you-
my
If you
head.
have this person on a pedestal and they just so happen to be truthful about the number, does that diminish their value in your eyes? Do you not take them as serious as you would have if they have a outrageous number that you feel like is past your standards?
No, I feel like the past is the past. I'm not gonna hold that against them. I'm just, it would just be in the
It's
back
just
of
gonna
my
be in
head.
the
I
back
guess,
of
yeah.
your head, but it's what. So if it's in the back of your head, what is the consequence of that?
I mean, I'm a,
You're not gonna look at her based upon objectivity, right? In terms of, okay, I'm gonna just deal with you based upon what I experienced from you or what I know about you. What I've heard about you is in the back of my head, right? Which is gonna limit how I fuck with you.
So
yeah.
G's
yeah,
husband, Gigi
yeah,
said,
I'ma
my
try to
husband
keep it-
always says two, the last person in you. Now, do you believe that, and do you honor
Hell
that?
no, I
if
don't
somebody
believe
tell
that.
you
Oh
some
no,
shit like that?
no, he got some game. He got some
Exactly.
game.
That's what you
I
supposed
like
to
that.
say.
He got some game. I might
I might
have
have
to
to
use
copy that one.
Yeah.
Now, if the question was posed with a time frame, I can understand that answer.
right.
Okay, last
yeah.
year or
If-
last
yeah,
2 years.
How many motherfuckers you been with in the last 5 years?
Okay.
Okay, the bitch I was with before you and the bitch I'm in, not the bitch because you're not a bitch.
Right, but
you,
you, yeah.
You know what I'm
you.
saying?
I
I
get
didn't
it.
mean that, ladies. I
Nah,
love
we-
y'all.
we know what you
But yeah, so if you gave me a time frame, then I can give you a more condensed and concise answer.
Exactly.
But if you ask me my history, nigga, that shit can start when I was 7.
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
If you're just asking a blanket question and saying how many motherfuckers you been with, you're not saying consensually,
Yeah. So
non-consensually.
Yep.
How many motherfuckers had you
That's
exactly.
what you're saying.
on your back?
Got you. So I'm reading one of the somebody just sent me this because they don't have Facebook but they have YouTube and they watching us. Shout out to
Awesome.
that person.
Shout out to you too.
Shout out to YouTube, 7
Shout
My
out
Radio
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes, she said that you hit it on the hit the nail on the coffin, D Mac. The people that ask is the ones that are doing it. So why does that question need to be asked if you're in a relationship with someone? If that's who you were back in the day, that's cool. You are no longer that person. Past is the past. But there's also, I feel, a double standard. Because we talk about body counts for ladies. But we never, if a guy has a body count, we like, hey, he a Mac. He get all the ladies. A lady does the same thing. Oh,
Yeah,
she's
she
a
a hoe.
slut. She's a bitch. She's a
But
trick.
you know what I notice about double standards? Double standards always are things that women want to do that men do that they can't. Give me a double standard that where a man wants to do something that a woman does.
Mark, you preaching. Say that. Repeat that one more time.
Okay, now we can twist this
I mean,
subject,
well,
but
give-
I ain't
give
gonna
me-
twist it.
Well, I mean, we ain't twisting the topic, but I'm just,
Yeah.
majority of the time, I'll say. I mean, because
Okay,
I know
majority
there,
of the time, okay.
most of the double standards we speak of are situations where women want to do things or can't do things that they say men do.
But I don't think it's just a blanket double standard, right? I don't think they're just saying I want to do everything a man can do, right? They're just saying basically, nigga, if you can do it, so can I.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike,
You
Gigi.
understand what I'm saying? If you want to cheat on me, nigga, then fuck you.
Exactly.
I can cheat on you.
No, I like what Gigi
Gigi
said.
said, shoot, I've known him for 20 years, and I know he was a hoe.
But he mine now. I
So
said, I
maybe,
see you.
maybe they're equally yoked. Who knows?
But the people can grow,
Yeah.
That
right?
is true.
People can change.
I give you
People
a...
can realize they was fucking up the way they were and transform into something better for the next motherfucker. The tragedy is the person that held you down and the person that took all the lumps should be the person that gets the benefit of the new you.
Yeah, that's
and
true,
not
but
the
that
new
never-
bitch.
that never
you know what I'm
happens.
saying?
That never
it
happens.
rarely ever happens. And so, shit.
Why is that though? I'm sorry. I got to quit. Why is that?
Why is
Why
what?
is what?
The person that we be with that took all the lumps with us, the falls and the bumps and all that, ain't never the one that reaped the benefits. It's always
It's
the
two
one
reasons.
after.
It's two
Because
reasons.
sometimes close proximity breeds contempt, and you can begin to take for granted the person is with you, and like, oh, well, they're not gonna leave. They're gonna stick here for the long haul. They gonna deal with anything that I give them. They wrapped around. You got the impression that this person is wrapped around your finger.
Okay.
I mean, and they're gonna deal with whatever because you're their end all be all type shit. Some people.
Or some people feel like you're gonna deal with their fuck shit because you need them. until they realize you don't.
Yep.
So let me ask
You know
y'all
what I mean?
this. So let me ask y'all this question though. Maybe it's not just about the body count, but who is part of the body count. If I know, I'll give you an example. If I know one of my boys. If I know he done smashed a female, I'm not going behind her because I know he's a savage. He's gonna do stuff like me and Mike know this guy, and he will always say, "Yeah, I'm about to ATM her." ATM is ass to mouth. If I know he done mess with, I don't even want to shake your hand no more.
Why you had to say I know that person? Come on, man. Trying to live a Christian
alright.
life.
It's
I know.
Just saying.
Hey, a lot of Christians,
Listen.
real Christians, know heathen.
No, I know. I'm
I'm about to say you looking at a
right,
heathen
yeah.
turn
That's
Christian
real
again.
tough.
So.
Yeah.
So I mean, shit. We once were.
But what
Or
if you?
are.
What if you? Okay, so say this girl did get smashed by the savage, right?
Uh-huh.
Years down the line, let's just say y'all like each other. You gonna hold that against her?
No, I'm probably gonna get like 8 gallons of holy water and douse her. Then we'll be okay.
Okay.
I just.
I'm
wish-
dead.
I,
I'm dead. He's flustered.
I just
What?
need y'all
That
to
was the
look
holy
at my.
water.
That was
my
the
That
holy
was
expression right
Mark.
now.
That was perfect timing.
Oh my God.
What
Listen.
is holy? We're not.
No,
We're not gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
we're not going there.
We'll
We're not
save
going
that for the
there.
Motherfuckers be
next.
selling
That's
holy
another-
water on
that's
goddamn
a-
internet.
That's
like,
another
buy
subject.
this bottle
need-
of water, it'll heal you.
I need you like
for
this.
$900.
Take this,
Hello,
Peter.
hello.
Babe, before we go out on dates, can you take this Peter Popoff and just take it real quick and be good
Yeah,
to go?
Peter Popoff. You a
Peter
sick man.
Popoff,
You're a
BET,
sick
I'm
man.
just for you.
I know who Peter Popoff is. I know he is.
So, like, for real, like, body count. Like, Mike, you brought the point up, right? Where, when it's, no, I think you brought the point up. If it's a dude, it's a badge of honor.
Yes.
Right? If it's a woman,
It's a
it's
badge
a
of
disgrace.
It's
It's
a
a
ba-
scarlet
it's a
letter.
scarlet
A.
letter.
Badge of
You understand
disgrace.
what I'm saying? Why is it? I need you men, because I'm the only bitch in this room, and I'm really not a bitch. But
You know what?
so why is it that for men it's a badge of honor, or it's a reward, or it's a prop, or it's one of them things that make you feel good? Like I done ran through 200 hoes, and it's like I'm proud. But if a bitch got on the internet and said I done ran through 200 men, like why is there a difference?
Because I guess the mentality is when a man has his way with a woman, he gets her. He got that, right? And within that, on the receiving end, she
Do
got
y'all
got.
not ever feel like y'all been got?
Yes.
Like
I mean,
y'all
yeah,
one of the
yeah,
numbers?
yeah,
You
I
understand what?
absolutely.
Because
But
it really ain't the woman in 2024. It ain't the woman that's getting got.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Y'all getting got like a motherfucker. These bitches have become niggas.
But you know what? I think that's what it is. The reason why I feel the ladies get more of the stereotype of slut and hoe is because if a lady is doing that, we automatically trigger to they're trying to get money. They're trying to get comeuppance. They're trying to get something out of us. Guys, we're
just
more
as
like
horny-
7-Eleven.
They just
Smash
horny
and
as they
grab.
are, as we are.
I'm trying to get the money too. I ain't gonna lie.
You trying to get the money from the bitch?
Yeah,
You ain't changed since 2011 when I first met you. I know.
I
that-
already know.
I cannot.
You stab them, we grab them.
Ah!
I'm just saying. But no, I have a female friend though. Like y'all said, I have a female friend, and she knock them down like they notches on the belt, and she don't care. She be like, y'all do it, and all we can say as her friends is like, you're
But
right.
see, why is that the excuse on why that behavior is plausible though? That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
That
Women
y'all
wanna
do it.
something. Yeah, y'all do it, so I'm gonna do it. Like why can't you just?
Because women
suck
tired
because
of
you
being
like sucking
treated a
dick and
certain
shit?
way and taking that shit laying down. Women like, okay, motherfuckers, niggas, y'all want to keep playing us like we ain't shit. We gonna start playing y'all like y'all ain't shit. But
they've been doing
that makes them bad, but it doesn't make you bad.
Yeah.
This is the problem I'm
Because
having
because
as the
because they're
only
doing it as a
estrogen
response.
filled person on this panel. Why is it if let's just say I was a feminine bitch, and I know that's a hard stretch. Let's just say I was. Let's just say I was.
Penelope said,
And-
open up the phone line.
The phone lines is open. Girl, you know the number 313-723-0481. Call anytime. We winging it. We ain't even got our guest host that picked this topic. So we
Gigi's-
out here.
Let me. I'm gonna say. Read Gigi's comment real quick.
All right.
She said us women can't do that. Our body is a temple. Niggas are just tools. Well,
See, she feels
No,
like, but
see,
there's a lot
that,
of women
see the
that don't-
Bible, when the Bible said the body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, it didn't make a gender specific.
Yeah,
He's talking about both. He's talking about
So
both.
I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that
A
exception.
woman's body is a temple.
No, the man's body is also a temple, and he should also regard it the same way as a woman should. God never made an
And that's the
extinction
problem.
or distinction between gender.
Read that Marcel Hughes comment because we
Yes.
was talking about that in the car.
Exactly.
That first one.
So Marshall says, so any of these men trying to teach in the bedroom, or do you want a woman who knows what she's doing in the bedroom? And I was just thinking about that too, because I'm posing a question at work. You know, I like to get a feel,
I know where
whatever
you going
topic.
to.
You know
Go
what?
ahead.
Like, whenever you get with somebody new, you have to go through a certain level of teaching them what you like and don't like. You know what I mean? So, you know,
No,
you don't want
I don't
nobody
agree with that.
inexperienced.
I don't agree with that. I think by virtue of interaction, they learn
Well, I guess
what
that's
you
your way
like.
of teaching them
Because
how to treat
if
you.
I gotta teach, no, it's not teaching them how to treat you because that's deliberate. That's intentional. I don't have time to teach a bitch how to treat me. I need you to know how to treat me just by virtue of experiencing me and understanding what it is I need from you from your experience. Fuck what your intellectual mind is telling you.
So are you saying for people like that, it's like LeBron? LeBron don't never want to play with no rookies. He always wants something that experience. So are you saying that we should be, because one lady posed this to me and she said, wouldn't you want somebody with experience? I'm like,
Most men would, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? You want a bitch that know how to throw it back, right?
Yeah.
You want a bitch that that hurt. You don't want a bitch that say, no, stop. You don't want a bitch to say that, right? I'm in the studio with 3 niggas. Stop
Exactly.
playing with me.
So,
you don't want a
agree
bitch to
with
say
you.
no, stop, hold up, I can't take it.
we got to
We
call.
gotta call her.
We got to call.
Gotta call her.
Save by the motherfucking bill.
What's going on, Penelope?
Hey, y'all.
This
Hey,
nigga,
boo.
this nigga saw the caller ID.
I said, how he know this me? Anyway, what's
Girl,
going
you
on
know
for
how you
y'all,
know
all
it's
right?
you, but go
Your name
ahead.
popped up on the shit.
I got a couple things to say. So first, I want to start off with, I agree with you, Mac. If you were to ask anybody this question, nobody is going to answer it honestly, and
Yeah.
that's just I don't give a fuck who you are. They're not going to
Right.
do that.
Right.
Secondly, if you ask me this question, I'm never going to answer it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I find it to be rude and quite offensive, might I add. That's just like asking a woman how much she weighs or how old you are. It's tasteless. So I'm never answering any of those questions. On top of that, I'm never asking a man that.
Mm-hmm.
In order for me to ask a man that, I have had to see something, may have heard some things numerous times. I have to have some type of reason. Now, I do want to say this. Everybody on this platform, we grown. We big
Grown,
grown.
right?
Everybody
Yeah.
is 35 plus on here, right? So at some point, we all got a couple of bodies underneath us. It may not be close together. It may be spread apart. It could have happened simultaneously, all of that. But everybody on the platform, all of our viewers, we are at a big age where ain't nobody walking around without no bodies on them. Now, do I want a person who casually sleeps around with multiple partners? No, I do not.
Right.
That's not what I'm looking for. But am I going to dismiss you because of women that you have slept with in the past? No, I'm not. Max, you asked the question. You said, but why? Why are people sleeping with multiple with multiple people?
Yeah,
Well, I
there's
have
a
a couple
reason
of reasons.
for that. It goes deep. You know what I mean?
I have a reason for that. A lot of ladies, they start off being, sexually active at a very young age. And you know why they start off being sexually active at a very young age?
Because they
Because
were
they're looking for
exposed at a
love.
young age.
They want to be loved. They were exposed at it, or they didn't know any better. I mean, they didn't have nobody to teach them about the birds and the bees. They may not have had an older brother or sister in the house, or all the streets raised them. So those are a couple of reasons why people could have bodies underneath them. A lot of people sleep around casually all the time because they are looking to be loved, accepted. That's just what it is. I can honestly say that because I was one of those people at that point. Now, when you grow up in life and you start to honor yourself and figure out and you realize um how what's the word I'm looking for? Because for a long time you wasn't really being respectable of yourself. So when you realize that the body is a
Self
temple
worth. You
and
find
the
your
way
self
you
Yeah,
should
find
be
what you
No,
worth.
treated,
you
I was
find
about to say
you
that.
get what I'm saying?
self-respect.
You find your worth, you find your respect. You look at things at a whole different perspective. So I say this to say the things and the choices that I did at 30, at 13 and 14 and 16 and all of that, I'm not doing that at 37.
Absolutely.
Okay? Do I have
Absolutely.
bodies under my belt? Yes, I do. Do I sleep around casually with multiple partners? No, I do not. So
Absolutely.
that's why I say I agree with you, Mac. Nobody's going to answer that question honestly. Okay? They're not.
Because
And let
does
me
the
ask this.
answer
Let me ask this real quick. What
Penelope?
the fuck does it matter? What does
And
it
that's
matter?
what I
Are
was
you
about to ask
are
you.
you in good health and are you protecting yourself?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because who really knows? If you could see the baddest female walking around here, you might think she looked shit out go, and she just slept with everybody on the block, around the block, and
There
took
it
her back
is.
down through there.
There it is.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know what to say about this. We grown people. I wish
And
a
the
nigga
truth
would
of the
act.
matter is, however many people you done laid out with has nothing to do with what you are and who you are going forward.
Mm-hmm.
If you've made a conscious decision to change your behavior and to change your habits and to change your lifestyle, and you go forward and you meet this Prince Charming and he say how many niggas you done slept with, like that shit really might outdate. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we can go back and I can tell you that. But what the fuck does it really
Yeah.
matter?
Yeah, does that change? Like,
And
if a
then-
person
Because
And then
I've
I'm the type of
grown, I've
person-
matured, I've learned, I've progressed,
It's like
and
you-
I've become a different person. And no, I'm no longer promiscuous. I'm no longer irresponsible with my body. I'm more concerned about what spirits I allow myself to intertwine with.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so
absolutely.
because I've now
Yes.
grown up and I've gotten a better awareness, does my body count really fucking matter?
And you know what?
Exactly,
To
because
think-
we at a whole different level right now. You know what I'm saying? We have evolved to a whole different level. You are absolutely right,
Like I
Mac.
said
Don't none of
earlier,
that
does that
shit matter no
change
more.
your
You get what I'm
perspective
saying? And then I feel like once I get with you and I done washed you off and rinsed you off, you good to go anyway. You're good. You brand new to me. I'm not
Sometimes you
worried
can't
about
wash
nothing.
off everything though.
Mark, what was you about to say?
I
said
said
that
you
changed
you
the
you
value
didn't
of
hear
the
what I
person.
said though.
Hold up,
I
Pete.
said,
Hold up,
Bird,
Pete.
I said if you were being protected.
Hold up, Pete. What was you about to say,
Yeah,
Mark?
does that, like I said earlier, does that change the value of the person in your perspective, and if they answer the question because you're asking them for a reason, right? Are you looking for something negative?
I think the only way the value of the person will change in your perspective is based on their answer. Now,
that's what I'm
if you
saying.
tell me, yeah, when I was in my 20s, I was wild as fuck.
Yeah.
But you 45 now, and you tell me from the time that you decided to grow up, and from then on to now, it's been minimal bodies. I can respect that. But if you've
Yeah,
been promiscuous
absolutely.
all your motherfucking life, and you tell me I'm just one in a motherfucking number, I can't respect that. Or I'm just
Exactly.
somebody to fill a space because you don't know how to be alone.
Temporary void
You know what
and
I'm
shit
saying?
like that.
Because you're in between motherfuckers type shit.
Right.
I can't respect that. You know
And
what I mean?
that's what it feeds into. Like Penelope said earlier, you're talking about bodies. Like, I can understand a few bodies, but I don't want nobody that got more bodies than Clora Funeral Home. So I'm not trying to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want you to have a revolving door of people where it's like, okay, I'm with this nigga, I'm with this lady, and then we broke up and I got a whole nother set of team. Like, no, like I said, a person who casually sleeps around, absolutely not.
You stab 'em, we
Absolutely
grab
not.
'em.
Listen, if you. Listen,
And
if
then
they
when you
able,
get
be in your
older-
stable.
When you get older, like how we older now, it's not just about sex. It ain't about dick and pussy. You get what I'm saying? It's an emotion. Passionate. I don't want people touching me that I don't like. I don't
But you
do
know what?
something
Even
with.
in our
Or, you know what I'm
age
saying?
group, we still got motherfuckers out here that gives no fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That
I don't
is
give
so
a fuck how
true.
old they are. I don't give a
That's
fuck. We
true.
40 and 50 years old. Who's the youngest person in this building? You probably are. How old are you, Mike?
42.
How old are you?
42.
How old are you?
42.
I'm 52. I got all y'all. And Penelope, if she was here, she would be the youngest person
Yeah.
in the room. But I can tell you right now, I don't give a fuck about the age part. It don't matter. you got 50, 40 something, 50 something year old hoes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got motherfuckers that think you don't think they hoes because they cover good. You know what I'm saying? So that age shit don't get matter at all.
I like when D-Mac gets serious because she take her glasses off.
I take them all the way off because
You take them all off.
I
She
need
like
y'all
that.
to look into
She
my
like that
eyeballs.
preacher. When they be preaching, they slide it to the tip, and then they slide it back. That's how
look
they.
into my eyeballs. I want y'all to see my pupils. I mean, what the fuck I say?
You should, Natia, at this age, you should give a
What
fuck.
she
That's
said?
what we were saying. She said at this big age, you should give a fuck.
Hell yeah.
I like Luana's comment in her Jack Nicholson voice. You can't handle the truth, and sometimes listen, that's
Sometimes
another
you can't.
subject. I just feel it's
Like,
more hypocritical.
First of all, if a female came to you, let's say before you were married, you was a hoe.
Okay,
And
please
I'm
state
not
you
saying
say
that
before I
that's
was
the truth.
married. I'm not trying to get in trouble.
Let's just say before you were married, you was a hoe. You was just out here just sticking anything that
Stick and
fucking
move,
walked,
stick and
right?
move.
Stick and move. Just hit
Yeah.
him and quit him, right? You was,
Gotcha.
you was a one night wonder for
Oh,
a
yeah.
long time, right? Let's be before. Hi, Avon. Before he was married, so, and then you done got married, and God forbid y'all get divorced. But let's say you got divorced, right? And now you've learned a lot of lessons in life, and you back out there in these streets, right? And then a bitch asks you, how many women you done been with? And nigga, you can't even count, cause you ain't remember half them bitches, cause they was one nights, right? And so what you tell her? Can you tell her the truth, or can you? And she still fuck with you?
Actually, when I first dated my wife, I told her the truth. I used to have. I had a
Okay,
Rolodex.
fine, girl.
I had a Rolodex in my phone, and I don't know why. It was like, I guess with me, she was the first woman I had been with where I just want to be honest, wanted to tell everything. So I have in my phone at that time, it had friends, family, and yams.
Yams.
It had that
I
whole
love that word.
thing.
That
Look,
used to
Macho
be my
call them
favorite
mucks.
word.
He
I
call them
love-
yams.
I love
Yeah.
yamps. I love a good
And
yamp
I
every
used to
now
have
and then.
and I had code names in there.
Got it.
Pocahontas,
When
Bunny,
y'all age.
Pink Bunny. I had like a whole thing, and I told my wife about this. Like, well, this how I was then, but I wanted to change. So with me, I mean, that's not everybody, but I was completely honest. And you can change from a hoe into a house husband. That's how I was. So
I want to go back to your comment though, because that made a lot of sense, right? Who wants an inexperienced motherfucker?
I was thinking about that. Like, you know how you get a car? I don't want 180,000 miles on it, but I'll take a nice Infinity with 59, 60,000 miles.
Because it's
So-
foreign.
It looks good, but it ain't got that many miles on it. So it's got a little.
And,
I guess
and
we
it's
want a little.
expensive as a brand new one.
Exactly. It looks like a 2023, but it's really a 2016.
Oh Lord. So, damn.
All right, let me get this LaJoya her real comment in. We're adults with children, marriages, divorces, decades of experience. I'm not sure that I'm interested in you if your body count is too low.
And that's my point.
I'm floored
A
by
lot
that
of
comment. I'm
Most
floored.
women, first of all, most women, and I ain't gonna say from experience, but most women, they don't want a nigga that don't know what the fuck he doing. And if your body count
Hey, Rita.
super low as a nigga, you don't have enough experience to fuck with me.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like that's why a lot of cougars be telling little niggas like, boy, go ahead. Because
So-
they looking at him like you could not possibly have a good body count.
Listen,
You
Cougars
could
was
not
my kryptonite.
possibly have enough experience
Experience
for
to
me.
know
Give
what
me
you
somebody that
So-
has a lampshade and can make banana pudding. Past my age, I'm
Man,
good.
Sean, what's actually worse then? A body count that's too high or a body count that's too low?
I think anything in excess is unhealthy. I think
agree.
everything in moderation is healthy. So if you have a moderate body count,
So you want to be somewhere
that's
in the
healthy.
middle.
Somewhere in the middle. That means you're somewhere in the middle between inexperienced and fully
So in
experienced.
2024, if we was to throw a rough number out there on what
I was
moderate
just
is,
about to say
I
that.
can't say that because everybody's and this is the reason why. Everybody's situation is different, right? What you do and how you grew up and what you're exposed to and your level of experience is different because of your circumstances, right? So everybody's level of exposure or experience is different. So I can't say by the time you 25, baby girl, you should have been with about 4 niggas. Or by the time you 30, baby girl, you might have been locked up in church, you know what I'm saying, for 25 years and like me, and didn't really experience, like, okay, all right, so I used to be with niggas. I used to be with niggas like before I was 25. I was all in church, and that's what the fuck we were supposed to do,
Had a
right?
flashback right when she.
I
put her
really
hand
did,
up.
I swear to God. Like, I went back. So at 25, you know, up to 25, I had been with niggas, right? Right? Just, I mean, not a lot. I ain't having no high body count.
Okay.
But I had been with niggas, a couple. And then at 25, I got exposed to some other shit. And it was like, ooh, I got a low body count on the woman tip, but I got a okay
Moderate.
body count, moderate body count on the nigga tip, right? So I'm inexperienced with the bitches. You know what I'm saying? Because my body count was low. I ain't know what the
But
fuck
you said you
was
had a moderate body count with the guys?
I did, because before I started dealing with women, I dealt with niggas. I was engaged to 2 men by the time I was 25.
Okay, all right.
And I was pregnant twice and
Okay.
lost both babies by the time I was 25. So people look at me today and think I've only been with women.
No, no, I
You
didn't
know what I'm
heard
saying?
you
I'm
talk now,
52,
yeah.
so we talking about 27 years ago when this started. But at 25 and below, I was with dudes. You understand what I'm saying? So now it's kind of like, so when I first started dealing with women, it was kind of like, how many women you been? I ain't been you.
I need you to
You
put.
my first. Let's go.
You that earlier comment
You
in
know?
the thread up there. You and
You
the last
my
person I was
first. I'm
with.
inexperienced, but don't nobody want that shit unless
Yeah.
unless it comes natural to you.
So
hold on,
D-Mac,
is it Natia?
Natia.
Yeah.
Shit crazy.
Yes.
What
my,
she said?
my scary ass didn't lose my virginity till I was 25. No lie, boy. I be damn skis. I feel you, but I don't feel you at the same time.
But that speaks to upbringing. That speaks to what you were taught about sex.
Exactly.
Like, some people were never taught about sex, so the moment they heard about it, they wanted to experience it. So you experiencing it at 13. Some people were taught by their parents what to and what not to do, what was
Exactly.
okay and what was not okay, and so you held that until you were free. You know, so of course you didn't do anything until you were 19, 20, 25, 20, whatever, 21.
You said
because
19,
you
20,
probably
25.
I mean, it could
That's a
happen.
4-year
and the
gap.
but it's a 4-year gap. But let me explain why. Because some people stay home longer, and when you stay home longer, you stay under those rules longer,
Yeah.
and you stay under that influence longer. And then once you come from up under that influence, now you got the big eye syndrome, like the kid in the candy store.
All right, so I got a question. So, Bird, Mark, you 25. You 25. You meet a girl that's 25, and she a virgin. That we just talked about this. Like, y'all gonna be like, okay, that's cool at 25.
Yeah, I'm being
Or do you
first.
want somebody?
I'm bringing
the
first.
first
One, that's
Now,
like
you
a
know
that's
good
like a
goddamn
unicorn.
well,
You ain't gonna
Mike.
find
You're
that.
not, I'm going
You
in.
know
I'm going
good
in.
goddamn well, a 25-year-old woman tell you she a virgin, that ain't gonna pique
That-
your arrogance.
The lie detector that
Stop
says
playing
I'm
with
going
me.
in.
that is
No,
a lie.
not
You
mine.
want it, just
Not-
like Mark said, I want to be your first.
I'm going
I
in.
mean, I feel them on that.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna like pique my interest like that. I hit it, but it ain't gonna pique my interest.
Why would you hit it, though? Because it piqued your interest. You're not
Nah.
going to hit shit that don't pique your interest, my boy.
No, I'm a man. Me ain't gonna hit shit
No,
that
that's
don't
a
pique their
dog.
interest.
If you,
That's not a dog. That's not a dog. That's
hit
not a
shit.
dog, D.
A dog
That's
hit
not a
shit.
dog.
No, nigga, a dog hit shit that don't pique his interest. A man hit shit that pique his interest. It might not pique his emotional interest. It might not pique his relationship interest. It might just pique his horny interest in the moment. But a dog...
Oh, you saying
It
any
just don't
interest?
fuck
Period.
Just because
Okay.
it's available to fuck.
No, you said any interest, period.
I
Okay.
responded to you because you said you'll hit it. Now,
Yeah,
if you had exceptions, you would not hit it. So the fact that you said I hit it, yeah, that's typical. most men gonna hit a virgin because it's a moment.
I don't think
You know what I mean?
I don't think I would. That's a little bit too.
You're married. We can't.
You went a little extreme with it, but
Yeah.
No, but for real, honestly, any man want to be any woman's first, and hopefully that first will be good enough to where she don't feel like she got to go compensate, or hopefully you're in your confidence in yourself to be her first, that you can perform in that same confidence, right, and not have her thinking, oh, this was whack. That would be worse.
Right.
That would be horrible.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this: since you're going to like the body count, that goes back to my question of, is it like a credit score? Like if you have a okay body count, are you an 850? If you on the low side 700. If you like have bodies like a funeral home, you at 550.
It depends.
So that's my question right there. Is there a rating?
Is there a rating
Yep.
on the body count?
And by the way, D-Mac, you got people on Facebook talking about you preaching. One person is saying, I think their body count is in the middle.
But
what's the middle?
Never mind.
we already had that question.
Yeah,
In
we-
2024
yeah.
Western, we can't make a blanket
Exactly.
statement on that.
It's
Yeah.
based upon the individual and their circumstances. So
All right, we got some comments we need to read, y'all. So let's go with Byron here. We ain't heard from him. That's where another double. Oh shoot, sorry. Hold on, Byron. Okay, that's where another double standard comes in. Men would rather have women have a low to mid body count. I mean, of course, why not? I'm just saying, like, you want a
Well,
woman with a
why-
high body count? Byron, I'm asking Byron that.
I'm asking you, if men want a woman with a low body count, why wouldn't a woman want a nigga with a low body
I'm not saying she
Because
shouldn't,
he
but
can't stroke it. He don't know what the hell he doing.
And,
That's
and
what
a
I was
bitch
just
don't know
about
how
to
to
say
throw it
that.
back. Why I want a bitch with a low body count? No, I need you
why
experience.
I want her with a high body count though?
No,
That's
I
what
just
I
told
asked
you
earlier.
everything
Which
in
one is worse,
moderation.
a lower or a high body count? Which one is worse?
What's high?
What's
That's
low?
the question.
And not what's high in the realm of the spectrum of when I met
It's-
you.
it's
Like if
subjective
you
to
was
the
if you was a
individual.
promiscuous teenager and you went through 50 niggas, I don't need to know that as a teenager and you 43. You understand what I'm saying?
with you there.
That's why he said, does the shit expire and
Yeah,
drop
after
off
a
off the
year.
credit score? Baby girl, what you did as a teenager, I can give less than a fuck about.
That's true.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And now we talking about in the last 5 years.
I was about to
You
say,
still
in the
been a
10
hoe,
year- in the
bitch. I need to
10-year
know.
decade,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If you still a hoe at 50 something, 40 something, I need to know
Some issues,
before
yeah.
I fuck with you. You know what I mean?
But to your point, D-Mac, I did like how you brought up, do I want somebody with experience? Do I want to be like, okay, I'm think I'm the junk, I'm doing everything, but I'm humping your side road. Maybe it's where you don't want too much experience, but let me know what your spots are. Let me know how to make sure I'm satisfying you every time. And that might go into the body count as well because, okay, I know he's a big nigga. I know if he from the back, but you don't tell me, but I already know.
But then what about that group of women that don't know what the fuck? They don't know their own body.
Right.
It's a class of women
Come
out
on,
here that
D-Mac.
don't know
It
their
is,
own
and
shit.
they looking, and they
You know what I'm
looking.
saying? And
Yeah.
they fucking and fucking and fucking trying to find a nigga that can
Can't-
figure they shit out.
Yeah.
And they don't even know what the fuck they shit is.
True.
There ain't no nigga about to figure your body out and you don't know what your body do.
That's true.
So LaJoya says, how would you know? Are you asking for references? What if she's bisexual? Do you count the women too?
LaJoya, who you asking that question of? Mike,
I think she
Dave,
just
or
asked.
me?
Since you're asking the fellas, man.
Yeah, she's asking.
It sound like a fella question.
Boy, that's
Ooh,
Answer the
That's a
question,
good
my
question.
boys.
That's a
What's
very
up?
good
How
question.
would you know? Are you asking for
References.
What is she bisexual?
Well, I know she fucked with Tony Mack, so I know how she knows how to
she
use
get
that
down?
tongue.
Okay.
That might be a reference. I don't know.
What? Girl, you got these niggas like not saying shit in the
right.
studio.
I've-
Don't nobody know how to answer your question, LaJoya.
You know
we
what?
gonna
Because
have
I've known her
was
for a
gonna say-
long time, so I'm a little floored.
I was
that's
gonna
all.
say,
I've known her for a very long time. We were best friends as kids. I'm a little floored.
so like
we went
honestly,
to church together.
So don't nobody have an answer for
I
her?
was trying to answer.
Come on,
the
Mark.
shit.
What's up?
You know what? Probably not because that you can. She's
Probably
not.
not what.
I wouldn't count it. right, to her body count as a dude. Like you're not.
Oh,
being
the girls. That's what
penetrated
he's saying.
type shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then you do have a situation. I don't know if it was this podcast I brought it up on, where you be in a situation where a motherfucker is too freaky to trust, right? Where it's like it's okay. It's cool for you to bring your homegirls over with us in the bed, but now you so cool with the situation or cool with that being in that arena. I don't know what you're doing with your homegirls when I'm not around.
Exactly.
Type shit. You know what I mean? And there's now that a double standard, right? If I'm in a relationship and she can bring her girls in, but I don't want her fucking with her girls and another nigga and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't a nigga want her fucking with another girl?
No, that ain't what he said.
No,
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
that's
the question
what
that
she
just
said.
came
Oh.
out of my head. I don't
Oh,
know.
why would? Oh,
Why would a nigga feel intimidated by a bitch fucking with another bitch?
If he's not able to participate, or if he feels like
Yeah.
he's not holding it down good enough to the point where she's gonna be satisfied with him.
And so this is my answer to men whose women like women, bisexual women. This is my answer, and this is my advice to men. Don't ever second guess your manhood when it's up against a woman. That's apples and oranges. That's nothing you can ever become. There's nothing you can ever
that woman,
produce.
right.
There's nothing you can ever fulfill. Because you're not a woman.
And vice versa.
So
with
don't
her.
ever think, because even if your bitch left you for a bitch, don't ever think you ain't shit. Because that's apples and oranges. There's nothing you can do about that, my boy. Unless you decide to become a tranny. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you.
And so don't ever, if it's another nigga, question yourself.
Right.
If it's another bitch, don't question yourself, because that's nothing you can ever compete with and nothing you can ever compare to. Ever.
Luana says, "Nah, you count everybody," and she puts everybody. But Natia is saying, "You, D-Mac, you on this tonight?
know,
You on this thing
For,
tonight?"
for somebody that didn't
What
have much to
conversation?
say.
I was gonna say that for the end
Thank
because she
you.
came right in on it.
No. So I'm not an authority on this subject matter, so I didn't want to open it up. I didn't want to start it off. But I always have a comment as the conversation goes. So as I hear shit, I have commentary.
Hey Lou, you said
So I'm gonna have a lot of shit.
You
to
said
say.
you count everybody count, but you're a woman. Now, are you speaking in like I don't know if you deal with women, right? But are you speaking from a perspective of a woman talking about a man who's dealing with other men, right? Because we're talking about a man who's dealing with a woman who's dealing with other women. So, in what perspective are you saying that all of the bodies count?
So for me, as a woman, let's just say, because I've dealt with straight women and gay women, right? Does how many men you've been with versus how many women you've been with count? It's not a distinction for me. So I agree with her.
Yes, you can absolutely.
Yes, call in, please.
Yeah, call in.
313-723-0481. 313-723-0481. We love to hear from you.
And that's Luana, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
Luana, yeah.
It's one of your podcasts.
Luana or
Yes,
anybody
from
that
the-
decide they want to chime in on this topic. 313-723-0481. Holler at us. Truth Podcast.
There we go.
Go.
There we
Get
go.
it.
Hot potato. What's going on, caller? Who's this and where you calling from?
What up, y'all? This is Lou Luana. What up, y'all?
What
Y'all-
up, Lou?
Hey,
How are you?
Luana.
Y'all be coming with that fire for real, for real.
We appreciate it.
So listen, Truth, you are really hitting a lot. You hitting it like you just gut punching people. Just like every time somebody come with something, you listen, but then you come with a whole nother just gut puncher. So thank you for that. So earlier, Mark has stated, someone called in and Mark stated that it's only you don't count everybody because when you're with a woman, you're not being penetrated. And I'm-
Bullshit. Y'all see that little boy on TikTok? Bullshit.
Bullshit.
And I'm saying,
I said
like
that's why a
nowadays,
man probably wouldn't consider it because you're not being.
Bullshit.
I'm
Let the
saying
church say amen.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Go ahead,
Luana.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Lou.
my baby. I'm sorry.
you have to count everybody. And when I say body, I'm being like putting emphasis on it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing was someone used the analogy of like you can have a car that may be an older model, but it's low miles. That was a great example because that's really me. I'm 47, right?
Mm.
But I was married. I was with my husband since I was 17. Okay, he passed away.
Okay.
So
Sorry for your
now
loss.
I am in a place where I really like I have a lot of experience, but it's with the same person. You know what I'm saying? I had a few little bodies before, but I have a lot of experience, but it's with the same person. So now that I'm here in a new space, I'm really more like I'm kind of not as experienced, or that I would, I haven't been out there like that.
Mm.
But the difference is I have an open mind and I have a very high sex drive.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's gonna work for me. You know what I'm saying? But some people, you can't always go by the age and this, because everybody haven't been out there like that. Because for 20 years, really 28, I was with him for 28 years, married 20 years. So just during that time, it was just him and I.
Mm.
Okay. So that's just my story.
I got a question
Another,
for clarification.
yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
The person you was with for 20-something years, is that the person who passed away?
Yes.
Okay. All right, got it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my husband. And so, but I'm bouncing back. I'm figuring it out. Still broken, but I'm figuring it out. But we're talking about the body. So one of the questions when you said, like, if somebody asked you how many bodies you have. Now, even though I was married, I don't even really want to even talk about you sleeping with somebody else, because really it's like I don't even want to imagine it. I don't want to picture it. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's kind of one of those things. I know it happened, but I ain't really trying to picture that. I ain't trying to, picture you with nobody else.
You're right.
So that's a question I'm not gonna ask you. So that's
Do you
just
ask
me.
for the my chart though?
You said what?
Do you ask for the my chart?
What you mean? Do you ask?
Do you ask for their
What do you-
medical records? Do you? Yeah.
Oh,
That's another thing I was
okay.
going to ask in the beginning. Like,
Because if
as
we
much
don't
as
ask
that's
body count, do we at least ask what your sexual
status.
STD history is?
Yeah, you have to.
We
But
have
do
to,
you-
but do we?
How often do you though, for real?
But listen, no. Well, so for me, it is the question, because I'm still not out there like that. That's
Okay.
me. Okay.
Okay.
But that is the question.
Don't
Like,
say
okay,
yeah.
is it what you doing? When the last time you been checked out? I got a clean bill of health. How about you? You know what I'm saying? Like, those are questions that you should see. I was watching a Tubi movie last night, and there's a movie called No Conscience. And this is kind of what they're talking about, how somebody had HIV, and she knew it all along, but she was just passing it around.
Right.
So just, definitely have to be aware of that. Body count, I say it matters, but it don't matter, because the one thing about it is everybody have a past.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody somebody's ex. Everybody, at this age in the game, everybody you done been with somebody. But the thing is, how mature were you when you were with them? What are you doing? Are you protecting yourself? And are you still hoeing? You know what I'm saying? Are you still hoeing? Because if you're still hoeing, what I've realized in this new season of my life is that there are some people who are bona fide professional hoes.
Oh, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they are.
Bonafide
And
professional
they
hoes.
think
I
you
like
stupid.
I used to be one.
Right.
They think you don't
And
know
what-
they a hoe.
And
Undercover.
so what
I
I'm
got paid handsome.
there, like, if you are a hoe, there are hoes out there that you can be with. You know what I'm saying? That bona fide hoes. It's a
And
whole,
you know
it's a whole-
what, Luana, you are absolutely right, because I always say, if you tell motherfuckers what it is, you'd be surprised how many fuck with you. Still.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Just don't lie to people and don't make them think that you so loyal and you this, that, and the other, and just like, nigga, I probably would still fuck with you on a certain level, but not the
Right.
level you trying to manipulate
It
me
was
with lies.
It was a story about a dude in Detroit who had came out and said that he was HIV positive on his Facebook Live.
And he was deliberately
And he was-
infecting
and-
women.
And he was telling. He said that he was positive since he was 16, right? And he had told women. Now he probably about 27, 28 at this point. And he had told a few women that he was positive, and they still was down with it. So what she's saying is correct.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
who is
say
that?
this.
Nicole Jones?
Oh shit! What you say?
It's a lot of people out here eating so much ass.
Listen,
I'm sorry. I couldn't even hold it when I saw it.
it is.
She typed it in so fast. I'm
They're-
sorry.
And you gotta understand,
Hashtag groceries you can't find at Kroger's.
it's certain bacteria that's gonna come from that area
For sure.
that ain't coming from the other area. But see, so people don't want to hear about that.
That's a toilet flesh right
You know
there.
what I mean? All right, y'all, we got 1 minute left. Mike, what's your final thought, my baby? Luana, thank you for calling in, my
Yes,
baby.
thank you, Luana. My final thought is, I guess, like, you can't hold somebody past against them. If they're trying to move on from that past, let them move on. You should be able to move on with them if you want to be with that person. That's my final thought.
What's your final thought, David?
I agree with Luana. It should be more about health than ego. I think with body count, it's more when people are asking, it's either for image or for ego. And we don't ask the serious question like, with that person, are you being protected? And also to anybody out there, make sure that you're protecting yourself. If you're a guy, strap up. If you're a lady, make sure the guy strap up. Just make sure that it doesn't even come to that to be protected.
I can't. When we done?
And
y'all
public
fool
service
with.
announcement: wash all the asses that you eat.
Thank you, LaJoya Harrell.
She said wash all the
Asses
ashes.
that
Yeah.
you eat.
Yeah.
Like
would
fruit
hope
and
they wash
produce.
the bitches. Okay, get
Somebody-
in the shower. We get in the
They
shower
should wash them
first.
themselves.
Somebody once told me,
But-
you want a clean dinner plate, right? I said, oh, that's disgusting. You cannot put them two together. I was like, what?
Listen.
Somebody once told me that, like, you want a clean dinner plate, right? I said, well, you got a point, I guess.
Did you
I
let
didn't
her-
know.
Did you let her clean your dinner plate?
No. That was not toward me. They just made a blanket statement. I'm sorry. Before we go out
Mike,
there,
you
I don't
like
eat
your
ass.
ass-
I don't eat ass.
No, you
Sorry.
don't eat ass. Do you like your ass ate?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
No.
I think she just called you Tank.
Not at all.
That was a
I am not Tank. I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Hey, I'm gonna defer my final thought. Hey, listen, you got a high body count. I hope you change. If you don't, tell them bitches.
Tell him you still a hoe. Tell him you still a hoe.
I'm still a hoe, bitch. I ain't ready.
Wow, yes,
And
you
we out
don't.
this motherfucker.
We out.
We out.
Thank you, everybody.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile.